Okay, so I'm going to create a new class, Icse, Icse2. Okay, and I'm going to erase all my unnecessary things. And today we are going to do this program using input output method. Okay, so import, one second. Import java.io.star. Okay, so this is basically this part. Okay, what is my first user defined method? My first user defined method is going to perform what? Summation of all even numbers ranging between a and b. And the first function which is mentioned in the question is integer type. The first user defined method which is mentioned is integer type. So what I will write, public integer. Okay, what is the name of the function? Sum.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Sum. Integer sum.
Acha. So sum, sum is the name of the function with two formal parameters, that is integer a, capital A, and integer capital B, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, integer capital A and integer capital B. Okay, so this is going to return what I'm just giving a comment line for you to understand. It will return sum of even numbers between A and B. Okay, so I'll write the program part. So to find out the values between A and B, I will start off with a loop. So integer, let's say comma I and J. Always remember A and B are those values which will be accepted from the actual parameters. So we will not take any value. We will directly use the A and B into the program. Okay. So integer I and J. So I'm going to start off with a for loop. What is that for loop? I is supposed to begin from A and I should go till less than equal to B. Okay. And I
Plus.
no, what I will do is that since it is already mentioned even number, so I will deal with the even number. So I will write I is equal to I plus 2 straight away. Because my both the range, that is A and B, has been mentioned that it has to be the even number in the question. So I will not do even number checking operation. What I will do, I'll take the value of A and B both to be the even number. It's not that I will take certain number, I will check whether it is a even number or not, and then I will perform the addition. I will not do that. Unnecessarily the program will extend. Since in the question it is given that I have to perform the even number, so I will only deal with the even number, and even number has to increase by 2. So 2, if the first is 2, then 2 plus 2 is 4, so next value is 4. Then 4 plus 2 will be 6. So that is why I am writing I is equal to I plus 2. Also you can write I plus equal to 2. I repeat, you can also write I plus equal to 2. I'm just writing an
Sir,
altered I plus equal to 2. Yes, what is the question?
so if A is equals to 3, then what would be the value of I after this
If
thing?
the value of A is 3, then you have to perform each by one. You have to do the modification each by one, but every time you have to perform the checking operation whether the number is a even number or an odd number. Only then you can perform addition, otherwise you cannot perform. Okay, clear?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so what I have to do is that I will take another variable, that is s. S is equal to 0 initially. I have to perform an addition operation out here. So S is equal to S plus I. Okay, that means we are adding up all the values. Okay, now the thing is that this user defined function has a return type that is integer. Mind you, this has a return type called integer. So if it has a return type called integer, that means the result of this user defined function need to be sent back to the main method. So we are not going to print any result out here. What we are going to print, what we will write return, RUTURN, return, which what I'm returning, that is the value of s. So the value of s will be returned. Okay, that brings to the conclusion of my first method, that is it will perform the sum of all the even number ranging between a and b. Mind you, in the question, since it is given that you have to find the summation of all the even numbers between a and b, so what you can do, you can directly perform the even number and you can perform this addition. You need not have to go for a separate even number checking operation. Okay, so that is a provision. But if you want to perform even number checking operation and then you want to perform an addition, there also nothing wrong. Okay, this is simply like the inner part of this is simply like the program that you are writing, only the external part is slightly different. So keep that in mind. Okay, moving on to my next method. What is my next method? It is a function overloading with the same name but with double return type. With double return type, SUM. Okay, and what is the formal parameter I am having? Double
Double N. N.
n. And what it is supposed to perform? It is supposed to perform a series, that is 1.0 into, what was the series? If you can please tell me.
1.0 into 1.2 into 1.4 into
Slowly,
N
slowly.
times.
1.0 into 1.1 into 1.
No, 1.0 into 1.2 into 1.4.
Okay, so basically I will have a decimal number, which on the other hand it will increase by the value of 2. Okay, so this is slightly critical. Okay, anyways, n means total number of iteration, never mind. So what I will do, again I will take a separate variable to run the loop. So how will I start? I'll start off with for sorry, I'll take a variable, let's say, I think the j is not required. I have taken unnecessary j. So I'll just remove this part. Okay. Now I have integer I. So I'll start off with the loop for, acha, I will not take integer I. Why not integer I? Because I'm using the double value. So double. Okay. And my value starts from integer I is equal to 1.0. Okay, semicolon, and it would range till I less than equal to n. Okay, this n will be taken from the user. Okay, and that value will be passed to the formal parameter with the help of actual argument. Okay, and then how to increase? I will write I is equal to I plus 0.2. Okay, I plus 0.2. Okay, so now I'll press enter and I have to perform a product. Now product is also in the double format because I am using a double variable. So my result will also come out as a double type. So product, I cannot take 0.0. So what I will take is, let's say
1.0.
I'll take 1.
1.0.
No, I'll just keep it 1. I tell you why 1. 0 product is equal to, because 1 into anything is same na, then why should I take this? Okay, I can take 1.0 but it still remains the same. Okay.
So then D 1.0 D is recorded.
Absolutely. So product is equal to pro into the value of I. Okay, I'll perform the multiplication. Okay, and you know why this modification is 0.2? Because my first value is 1.0, my next value will be 1.2, my next value will be then 1.4. So that is why I is equal to I plus
1.4.
0.2. This modification, I'm talking about the modification, that is I is equal to I plus 0.2. Okay, now again this method also have a return type, that is double type. So what result I have to send back to the main method, that is the product of this series. So I will write return the product of this series will be returned back into the. So basically if I put a command line for this particular series, it is basically 1.0 into 1.2 into 1.4 and so on. This is my series till the nth value. Okay, so now moving on to my third user defined function, public. Again it is an integer type, integer s, the integer sum. Okay, now I have a parameter. What is that parameter inside the last function? Integer.
N.
Integer n. Capital N or small n?
Yes, sir. Capital.
Okay, capital N. Okay, so now this is my third function and this is supposed to do what? It is supposed to accept a number from the user and extract all the odd numbers, and with the help of that odd numbers we are going to perform the addition and return back the value. Okay, so again extracting number, you have done the number checking question, you know how to extract that number. So what I will do is that I'll keep the number originally same. Okay, we are not checking the original number with the outcome results, so I will keep the value intact and I will perform this. So how will I do? I'll perform while n is not equal to 0, till then I will perform a loop. Okay, and before that what I will do is that I'll press and enter just in case I need some variables. Okay, so I'll keep a integer declaration and I'll check if I need any variable, I'll declare it there. Okay, so now moving on, the first is extraction process. So x is equal to x x is equal to x modulus 10. Okay, so that means my value of x is required here. Okay, it will extract the digit. Now it will check whether this value of x is a odd number or an even number. Okay, so if x modulus 2 is not equal to 0, then it is a odd number. And if it is a odd digit, not odd number, it is a odd digit. And if it is a odd digit, then I will perform the addition operation, that is s is equal to s plus x. Okay, and I will take another variable out here, s is equal to 0. Okay, and I'll continue this extraction process till all of my odd numbers come out and all the addition is sum up. Okay, now once this is completed, what I will do, I'll close the loop. Now in this case also, this has a return type, so the value of s need to be returned back to the main method.
So one more step is left out. That is x is equals to x divided by 10.
Yes, 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 correct.
Otherwise,
Because the number is getting smaller, so
yes, sir.
not x, is it x, it is, acha, this is not x, this will become n, because the original number is n, no, original number is n, this value is stored in the n from the actual parameter, so we are using the value n, we are not using x. Okay, x is just storing the modulus value, so x is equal to n modulus 10. Okay, and in this step what we have to do is that n is equal to n divided by 10. That means after extracting the digit, my number has to be reduced, my number has to be reduced, so n is equal to n divided by 10. Okay, now after performing the summation, I have to return the value s, that is the sum of all the odd integers in a number, that is sum of odd integer in a number. Okay, and with this my user defined method part gets completed. Now the user defined method will never work without the main method, no program will run without the main method. So I'll start off with the main method, that is public static void main. Okay, and this time we're using what input output method, so we will use string arguments square bracket using throws IO exception. Okay, now moving on, the first part is that in the user defined method, how many variables are there? Two variables are there in the first method, two formal arguments are there, that is integer a and integer b. So I need two formal parameter, two actual parameter which can pass the value to the formal parameter. So to make it easier to understand, I will write integer a 1 and b 1. But mind you, the first user defined method is returning the value, that is return s. So this value, after it is coming back to the main method, it need to get stored into certain variable. So where will it stored? I am giving it sum1. Okay, what is my next set of the user defined method? In the next set of user defined method, I have double n. Okay, so I have only one parameter. Again, this user defined function is also returning value, that is return pro. Okay, and pro is also double type. So what I have to do, I have to create a double type. Okay, where I will keep n1 and pro 1. Okay, pro 1 is to store the product value of the product series, and then again on the last I have integer n. Again this is returning the value, that is s. So what I will write, integer n1 is there, so I use it n2 and sum 2. Okay, so that means these three set of the parameters will be used. Most of these are used as a actual parameter to pass the value, and the third variable in each set or the second variable in each set, these are being used as to store the result of the user defined method. Okay, so firstly we will take the value of a1 and b1. So system out print, sorry, there is a problem, system out print /n, enter the value for a1. Okay, I'll put a space and then quotation close and semicolon. Okay, I just copy it so that in the later interval I may use it. Okay, now we are using the input output method. So the first is input stream reader ISR is equal to new input stream reader. Okay, system dot in. Okay, moving on to the next line, buffered reader br is equal to new buffered reader in the bracket ISR semicolon. Now we will take the value from the user. Mind you, this both the lines will be written only once. So A1 is equal to, it is integer type, so integer dot parse int. Okay, br dot read line. Okay, so that is how we use, we take the value from the user using this. Okay, since I have already copied it, so A1 is accepted, so A2 B1, I think, yes, it's B1. Okay, and then I'll copy this line as well. B1. Okay, now A1 B1 are the actual argument. It is supposed to pass the value to the method, so we will have to create a object under the class ICC2. I think it is ICC2. What is the name of the class? Yes, ICC2. So ICC2 ICS is equal to new ICSE2. So my object is created under a class. Now this object will call the function and store the value. What is the first one? Sum1 is the ultimate variable that will store the value from the user defined method. So sum1 is equal to, okay, ICS dot, the name of the function is sum. Okay, and which value actual arguments we are passing? A1 and B1. So A1 comma B1 bracket close semicolon. Okay, And then once the sum 1 is stored, that is the sum of all the even numbers, we will print the result, that is system out print slash n the result of even sum series is plus sum 1. Okay, so let me just check whether my program is running properly or not. Okay, I have done the printing statement of the first part. Okay, so let me compile and check whether there is any error or not. No syntax error. Okay, so I'm just written the code for the first one. What is the first one? That is the sum of the even series. So I'm running the program on the screen. The first question is enter the value of a1. So we are supposed to take the even starting limit and the even end limit. So first value I will take 5. Okay, and what is the last one? Last one is maybe 10. So certainly my result will not come true because I have not kept any even number checking operation. So it is compulsory that we take the value, starting value and the end value as an even number. So I'll take 6 and I'll take 12. Okay, so the sum of all the numbers ranging between 6 to 12 is 36. So that is how my result of the first series has been obtained. Okay, now your part is that you will complete the program. This is the series, as you can see. Okay, since we don't have the time, we cannot continue. Now the thing is that, as you can see, this part.
I have a doubt.
Yes.
Sir, like the first part it is given sum of even numbers between A and B. Will the number A and B will be calculated?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, including A and B. Because if you read the loop properly, in the loop it is clearly mentioned that I is equal to A. So A is included. And I is B. So B is also included. So that is, it is compulsory that your value of A and B has to be even numbers.
Okay, sir.
Okay, otherwise it will print the odd number series. Okay, anyways, now your part is that the program is actually not completed. Okay, so you will complete this part. Okay, because as you can see, we have done on this entire part from here till here. This is only for the part of your first sum. I repeat, first sum series. So there are two more series. One is the product series and there is a sum 2 series. Okay, so your part is to complete this. What user defined part I have completed. In the main method, what code to be written, how to be done, you will complete and show me. Because if you don't show me and if I don't rectify the mistake, mark me, there is a 100% possibility you will write the entire program wrong. So what you will do is that you will complete the program and you will show it to me. You will send me the entire code by evening. Okay, and where will you send it? You will send it in my personal mail id, not my official mail id. You will send it in my personal mail id and give me a message that, sir, we have sent it. Okay, so this is all about today's class. Okay, thank you.